Hello, and welcome to Module 1, Social Justice Foundation. Welcome to Module 1. Let's go over the key concepts for this week and keep these concepts in mind as you are working through the module. The question that I have for you to begin with is, and I wanted you guys to sit with it for a little bit, is in social work, we often focus on helping people. But what if the real challenge is understanding the system that are people navigating, right? Okay. Some of the core concepts that we have is diversity and social justice, oppression, intersectionality, and why systems matter in social work. This module really about shifting how we think. Most of us are used to looking at individuals, their behavior, their choices, their motivation. But social work asks us to zoom out and look at the individual within the system that they are living or navigating, right? Diversity simply means people are different in their culture, language, background, religion, identity, right? But social justice asks us to, how are those differences treated within the system? Because literally, two people can walk into the system and have completely different experiences. And that's where oppression comes in. Because oppression is not an individual act, but it's a pattern. So if we see certain groups struggling more than others, so the question is, or we have to ask is this really the individual or the person, or is it the system? Now, oppression isn't about someone is treating you rude or someone is being mean to you. It's more of a like how the system are set up to be either an advantage or disadvantage for that individual based on those identities that they have. Now, thinking about it, we do not live our life within one identity, but we do live them through more than one, and that's intersectionality. We experience it through multiple identities at the same time. We're looking at it could be different race, class, culture, religion, gender, language, beliefs, attitude, values, right? And those identities, they overlap through our experiences. Now, understanding the system really play an important role in how we can effectively help the client. So as social workers, our role isn't just to understand people, but also to understand the system that they are living within or not trying to navigate. Now, at the same time, our role to help understand the system, but at the same time, we wanted to teach our clients how to navigate the system. We want to help them build the skills, the confidence to help navigate that, right? We don't remove personal responsibility. I do not want you guys to take that, or we're not here to blame the system because it's creating barriers. But we also, and we do not want to really forget about that the system creates barriers, but as well as we're not taking personal responsibility. So our role is what? Is to bridge in the gap, is to be in there to help understand the system and teach it for our clients so they can navigate it and they can move forward with it while we're walking alongside of them. Now, some of the experiences, social work related that I come across. In the emergency room, I do a lot of placements. I come across a lot of patients who needs placements from the emergency room where they don't meet medical criteria to be admitted, but at the same time, they needed rehab after. And when I'm referring to placements, mostly rehab at a skilled nursing facility or at an acute rehab. And we'll talk more about those as we come in and as we come across similar experiences or knowledge needed to apply into that concept, right? So I can come across literally two clients or two patients who walk into the same system. One would transition easily, smooth, medical equipment get delivered, placement get secured same day, and transition as smooth as possible, easily, no problem. I might come across another client or another patient who needs replacement, similar needs, right? However, transition to an acute rehab facility or to rehab, generally speaking, replacements wise, might take for quite a bit, might take longer. For example, if they needed pain medication and that pain medication was given to them through IV meds, certainly the patient will be held in the ED for 24 hours for us to move forward. So same needs, different situations, and different results. My role or your role as a social workers in systems like that is to pay attention to how the system needed to be navigated and walk your client through it. You're the one who learn how to navigate the system. That's your role. And you're the one to make sure that the transition for your client is as smooth as possible. Now, this isn't because someone is being treated badly, or it's because the client is difficult, or just because the client is from a different background, right? Cultural background, or they don't speak English as their first language or anything like that. No, this is more of a like structured within the system itself. It could be insurance, it could be eligibility, it could be certain documentation required, for example. It could be immigration status as well. When I have come across similar situation with immigration status where a patient is in here on a visa and needing rehab. Patient's family made dues where the client can receive services out of their pocket, right? Imagine family are unable to provide that support. Then we need to look into other options, explore other support that is within the system. So that's your role as a social worker, to understand the system so you can help patients transition easily and learn the skill set needed for that. Now, if there is one thing I would like for you guys to take from this module is, when we don't understand systems, we risk misunderstanding the people we're trying to help. So most social work happens at the personal level, but real social justice requires us to see the structural level. Thank you.